Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Sukesh Education. Today we're going to be looking at elements, compounds and mixtures, part 1. So there are 4 parts in this video. So to understand the concept thoroughly, do ensure to watch all the videos. So before we get started, do hit that subscribe button to support my channel. So let's get started guys. So atoms. Every substance in the universe is made up of building blocks known as atoms. Atoms are so tiny that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. We need to use an STM machine, a scanning tunneling microscope. This is a powerful microscope that gets the images of atoms. So this is the STM microscope. I know it doesn't look anything like a microscope, but this is a high-powered microscope, guys. Now let's look at elements. Elements are substances that are made up of just one type of atom. So if you see here in the periodic table of the elements, boron is made up of just one type of atom. Carbon is made up of carbon atoms. Nitrogen is made up of nitrogen atoms. So each element has a unique set of characteristics. Scientists refer to these characteristics as their properties. Now for elements, the main properties are metallic and non-metallic. So now you can see that on the periodic table, this yellow divides the metals and the non-metals. So this part is a non-metal and this part is the metals. So now metallic and non-metallic elements, guys. So now let's look at some metallic elements. Metallic elements include aluminium, iron, copper, silver, and gold. There are many others, but these are used in everyday construction and jewelry and stuff like that. Interestingly, guys, our body needs metals too. Our body needs metals like iron, calcium, sodium, and potassium. So these are all the foods that we can eat with iron, guys. So copper, iron, potassium, and stuff, guys. So that is that one. So and what you might be thinking, why does our body need these metals? But we need it so that our body can function efficiently and properly, guys. So then now let's look at the properties of these metallic objects. So the properties include being ductile, which means that it can be turned into a thin wire, being malleable, meaning that it can be hammered into thin sheets. They're good conductors of electricity, and they're good conductors of heat. They're also shiny, also known as lustrous. They both have high melting points, and it's also their strength that makes them good. And the physical property of metal, it's not included here. But one more thing is that they're solid at room temperature except for liquid mercury, guys. Mercury is liquid in room temperature. So now let's look. These are these are the non-metallic elements, guys. So non-metallic elements include carbon over here, iodine, chlorine, and sulfur, guys. So when you look over here, right, carbon's this in form of charcoal. It's dull and brittle, and it also doesn't conduct electricity. But if you look at iodine, right, guys, they form crystals at room temperature, but turns into purple gas when heated. So that's one interesting fact. So this here is chlorine. This is sulfur. Sulfur is this bright yellow powder. So you can see that bright yellow powder. And this, my guys, is chlorine. Chlorine is this yellow gas. It's extremely toxic. It looks beautiful, right, guys? Yeah. So now let's look at the properties of non-metallic objects. Non-metallic objects have low melting and boiling points. They're poor conductors of heat and electricity. They're good insulators. They're not malleable. As I told before, they can't be turned into thin sheets, so they're brittle. When you hammer them, they will be broken. They're not ductile. Yeah, that's known. They can't be turned into a thin wire. They're not magnetic. And the last point is useless, guys. But then one more thing we're missing here. Non-metals are solid and gases at room temperature, except for liquid bromine, which is liquid. So guys, this is for your own recall. Revision of metals and non-metals physical properties. So you can pause the video here, write it down, or just recall, memorize it in your brain, guys. So let's get going. So helium. As I was talking, guys, helium is a non-metallic gas. So this helium, right? It's denser than that. No, it's lighter than the air, meaning that it's able to float in the air, guys. So that's really easy. In this image, you're seeing a man being pulled into sky about 30,000 meters. Really cool, guys. Then let's look at chlorine. Chlorine was used in World War One. World War One occurred between 1914 and 1918. So this chlorine was used as a weapon of mass destruction. So it's extremely toxic, guys. So when you recall, inhale it, because when you're in the war, you inhale stuff, right? It causes this burning sensation in the chest, burning feeling and suffocation. So that's why World War One was also known as the chemist war, because of all the smoke and stuff. So chlorine is much denser than the air. So that's another really bad thing, guys. So guys, that ends our what do you call part one, revision kind of thing, part one for elements. So thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep sharing to spread the news and help everyone, guys. So thank you. That's it from this video. Thanks, guys.